Welcome back to Winnie Recap. Today I'm going to explain a movie called Bloody Hell, which came out in 2020. This is an Australian horror action movie. The movie has an audience score of 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb and an impressive 91% score on Rotten Tomatoes. The movie is about Rex, a man with the habit of talking to himself or his conscience. During a bank robbery, Rex takes down the robbers, and after several gunshots, he successfully secures the entire establishment, but unfortunately the whole successful mission ends in a tragic way for which he is imprisoned. After doing his time, he moves to Finland for a break, but gets trapped by a twisted cannibal family with a very dark secret. But before we begin, beware of spoilers, watch out and take care, and I hope you enjoy the video. The movie opens in a city of Finland called Helsinki, where we see a little girl named Alia running away from her house in terror, and she runs into a jungle. She was being chased by her own family, her father and two brothers, and both of them were wearing animal-like masks. She goes to the dock of a lake and tries to untie a boat that is tied to the dock so she can escape. She almost unties the boat but gets cornered by her father and her brothers. It is revealed that her family is trying to teach her something, but she denies learning and runs away because she has found it very horrifying. She finds no other option, so she jumps in the lake. We see her drowning in the water, but she gets rescued by someone, probably her family, but what was she afraid of learning? We will find it later in the movie. Now the movie opens on the protagonist of the film, Rex, who is an American veteran and resident of Boise, Idaho. Rex visits a Boise bank to see a teller named Maddie that he has a crush on. He purposefully manipulates the bank's line so that when Maddie is available, he is able to speak with her. While Rex is flirting and asking Maddie out on a date, and she agrees to go out with him, a group of armed robbers storm the bank and demand both the register tills and all the customers' purses and wallets. Rex instructs Maddie to run and prepares to hand over his wallet. Another customer's split-open purse reveals a firearm, which Rex debates using to defend himself as well as the bank customers and employees. Rex tells the lady to hand him her gun, but she gets scared and hands the purse to the robbers. One of the robbers hits a man in front of the lady with the gun in her purse, and the man falls on the lady and her purse lands right in Rex's lap. Flashback sequences reveal that Rex was able to successfully secure the bank by dispatching the armed robbers one at a time. Unfortunately, an innocent lady was killed in the process. The reception of Rex's action is split down the line, believing him to either be a hero who saved the day or a rogue vigilante who caused an unnecessary death. Rex goes back and forth with his attorney before his trial, where he can either take a plea deal and serve 8 years in prison or try and prove his innocence, but serve 20 to life if he's found guilty. Rex takes the plea deal and serves 8 years in prison. Upon being released, the media has a field day with Rex's actions in the bank and follow him obsessively while he enjoys some small luxuries of freedom, like grocery shopping and eating a burger. He then returns to the bar where he was previously employed and speaks with another bartender. They banter back and forth, and Rex explains that he made certain calculations and a decision to go away to Finland. The calculated decision turns out to be shooting a spitwad at a map in his cell. When the spitwad landed on Finland, Rex is shown at the airport being adorned by an obnoxious fan who compares him to Batman. He's also uncomfortably startled by an elderly Finnish couple who mentions something in Finnish about capturing him. Another Finnish passenger who overheard the couple sidles up to Rex and whispers their ominous conversation to him. Brushing this off as coincidence, Rex boards his flight, realizing that the airport codes for Boise to Helsinki, Finland are boy to hell, but boards his flight anyway. Upon landing, he quickly enters a taxi, but during the journey, sleeping gas fills the back seat. Rex then awakens in a basement-turned-torture chamber with one of his legs amputated at the knee and his hands bound to the ceiling. He works with his conscience, a physical manifestation of himself that only he can see and hear, to deduce as much information about his predicament as possible. Rex and his conscience quickly discern that Rex is being held captive by a family, as there are lots of various toys around the room. However, Rex is unable to escape his binds. We learn that Rex is in the basement of a large family estate in rural Finland. A young boy from the family holding Rex captive is wandering around the house and enters the basement to find Rex being held hostage. Rex's conscience tells him that he can hold the boy. We learn his name is Olaf, hostage, as an insurance policy to be set free from the family. Olaf is wielding a small knife and debates freeing Rex. However, Rex quickly incapacitates and traps Olaf between his legs. Despite being held captive, Olaf's older sister, Alia, then goes searching for Olaf, and she finds Rex holding Olaf captive. Rex negotiates with Alia to free him in exchange for not killing Olaf. Before any kind of deal can be negotiated, Rex loses his hold on Olaf and Alia is able to retreat with the wounded Olaf upstairs. The family then needs to take Olaf to the hospital to receive medical attention as Olaf is completely unconscious. Alia then explains that Olaf was injured falling out of bed to protect Rex. She then fantasizes about a wedding to Rex and comes back downstairs to clean and dress his wound, professing her affection for Rex. Alia explains that her family, particularly her eldest brother Paddy, are cannibals who will eat Rex piece by piece, which explains his missing leg, until there's nothing left. A flashback shows that Paddy was carving human flesh since birth, and his family tried a number of other options, but finally the family gave in and started killing American travelers and feeding them to Paddy. Alia has always been an outcast from her family, perpetually disturbed by their murderous and cannibalistic behavior. She tried to escape many times, once with her younger brother. Alas, the attempts were always unsuccessful, with her being captured and returned to the family as punishment. Alia was forced to feed and tend to Paddy, though she explains that she was constantly looking for a chance to escape. Despite Alia's fear of her family, she refuses to help Rex escape, and she is confident that Rex cannot stop her family. Rex and Alia bond over their traumatic pasts, and Alia leaves Rex with a small knife to cut his ropes. Meanwhile, the rest of the family returns from the hospital. A doctor diagnosis ruled out Olaf's nose injury as being from a simple fall, so they know that Alia lied to them. Rex is unable to cut himself loose before being injected by the father of the family and loses consciousness. While he is unconscious, a flashback is shown recounting the events that took place during the bank robbery. When presented with the firearm in the bank, Rex is told by his conscience to kill them all, referring to the robbers. He quickly dispatches one robber with the handgun he has found, then trades up for a shotgun and dispatches the other robbers. Simultaneously, we are shown the bank's cameras were turned into YouTube videos with views that accumulated into millions. Rex dispatches 3 of the 4 robbers when the final robber takes a hostage. However, Rex is able to release all of the other hostages. The flashback then shows the trial explaining one opinion that Rex was reckless and led to the death of a bystander named Angela. However, Rex explains that the robbers were violent without provocation and likely would have hurt someone else. The flashback then shows Rex in a standoff with the final robber who was holding his crush Maddie hostage. He negotiates for Maddie's release, and despite being free and clear, Rex shoots the final robber in the groin. Per his conscience's advice, the robber fires off a stray round that goes through a door, killing Angela, a bystander, hiding behind the door. In another flashback, Maddie visits Rex in prison, asking to be left alone so that she can recover from the trauma she experienced. Rex is shown talking to his cellmate in prison, who explains that he cannot outrun his problems. Rex is shown actually having shot 3 spitwads at the map when deciding where to live, each one landing on Finland. Rex awakens to find Uncle Ardo starting to saw off his remaining leg. However, Rex is able to unsheath the knife from Alia and stab Uncle in the head, killing him, before the operation is complete. Rex then is able to free himself and begins searching the basement for objects he can improvise as weapons, finding a flare gun, a large knife, and other various items he can improvise into weapons. Rex and his conscience debate whether to save Alia or not before escaping, with Rex seeming reluctant to try and help another woman when it ended tragically last time. He approaches the front door of the house, and the scene cuts away to the remainder of the family returning from the hospital. The family debates fleeing should the authorities show up, and ultimately explaining they will search for Rex and find him, or he will most likely die in the surrounding woods. While debating the course of action, father and one of the older twin brothers are shot by an unseen Rex, quickly revealed to be hiding under a table. He is able to dispatch the entire family with the help of Alia via the nail guns, knives, and Alia strangling her mother. However, Paddy is still alive. He is revealed to be a grotesque giant that becomes enraged by the death of his family. Rex attempts to shoot Paddy with the flare gun but is unsuccessful. In his battle with Paddy, Rex finds his severed lower leg in the family's refrigerator with the jagged leg bone still intact. While being grappled by Paddy, Rex is able to jam the foot and sharp bone into Paddy's throat, killing him. Alia explains they are now safe. Rex is praised by his conscience, who ultimately realizes he he is no longer needed and disappears. Alia and Rex discuss recovering Olaf from the hospital and are later shown as a couple back in the United States, with Rex explaining to his friends how they met. Alia turns out to be potentially psychotic when a woman at the party puts her hand on Rex's arm and Alia imagines herself killing the woman with a meat cleaver. Olaf is later shown with a picture of his former family, explaining it may be time for an American banquet. If one looks closely at the family portrait though, the twins may just well be a set of triplets. To watch more explanations of these kind of movies, click on the video on your screen, and don't forget to let me know how you feel about today's video in the comments down below. Kindly like the video and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos. And with that, I will say stay safe, stay well. Thank you so much for watching.